Into it today. We're going to start off with our med ball work. We just finished all of our prep work up. Hoping to go for about a 5 to 6 one-day workload today, so hopefully we can actually get to some baseballs. But starting off wood chop to pitching. All right, that finishes up the wood chop to pitching. Again, we're just going to do dominant side on camera. So moving on to step back to pitching. All right, that finishes up our step back to pitching, and we're gonna go through some step behinds. All right, that finishes up dominant side med ball work. Turn the camera off, get my non-dominant side done. Throw on the pulse sensor and get to some throwing. All right, hopping into some throwing. Like I said, we're going for a one-day workload, somewhere between 5 and 6. I'd like to get to some baseball throws today as it's the end of week 2. So let's hop right on into it. All right, 10 throws in. We're at a one-day workload at 0.3. Average arm speed's at 320 right now. Now we're gonna go into some angled square throws. All right, we're at 20 throws, 0.7 one-day workload. Average arm speed is at 345 right now. We're gonna move on to some red split stance throws and then hop on the mound. All right, we're at 25 throws total. One-day workload's at a 1.0. Average arm speed's up to 360. I'd like to get it up close to 900 today by the end, but we'll see what happens. All right, first thing, we're gonna move into 2 sets of bow and arrow throws going red, yellow, gray. All right, after 2 sets of bow and arrow, we're at a 1.8 one-day workload, average arm speeds up to 406. That last throw is at about 730 arm speed, so moving on to 2 sets of step backs. All right, after 2 sets of step backs, we're at a 1-day workload of 3.0. Average arm speeds up to 465. The last one was at 850. So now we're gonna move into 2 sets of step behinds. All right, after our 2 sets of step backs, we're at a 4.4 1-day workload, average arm speeds at 518. That last one was at 960, which is awesome. That's kind of what I was shooting for today. So let's pick up the plows, go hop on the mound, throw some baseballs. All right, got it onto the mound. We're gonna throw some baseballs, probably just throw from the stretch. No idea what command's gonna be like, but we're at a 4.4 1-day workload. We're gonna shoot somewhere between a 5 and 6, not quite sure yet. Kind of depends on how the arm feels, so let's get after it. Well, that one came out a little easier than expected. Up to a 5.5 1-day workload already, but that was 1,065 arm speed, so kind of happy with how that felt actually. So probably 3 or 4 more until we get to about a 6 1-day workload. Sail. All right, one more. All right, that'll cap it. We're at a 6.1 1-day workload. That last throw is at 1,079 arm speed. Average arm speed for the day, 592. Overall felt pretty good. I'm excited to get to start to throw some more baseballs. So, time to go get a good lift in. All right, moving on to the lift today. Superset A is gonna be 8 sets of 3 of the 3-point dumbbell row. We're going 10 pounds heavier than we did last week. A2A is going to be sideline abduction. And then A2B is adductor overcoming isos with foam roller. We're gonna go 15 seconds on those. definitely messed up. We were supposed to have the adductor overcoming isos first and then landmine windmills. So we're gonna do 3 sets of each of those instead of 4. All right, set number 6, we're gonna move on to the landmine windmills for a 2B. All right, moving on to superset B, we're gonna have 4 sets of 8 on kneeling, 1 arm landmine press, as well as 4 sets of 5 with a seated back to wall arm elevation with a 5-second press into the wall. All right, guys, that wraps it up for today and this week. Overall, I am fairly torched right about now. So big emphasis over the course of the weekend, really upping the calories as much as possible, focusing on recovery. I know I have some other stuff that I'm gonna be doing. Not necessarily workout related, but definitely things that are gonna require some energy. So stay tuned for that. We're gonna have some fun stuff coming on. Don't forget to subscribe here on YouTube and go ahead and follow on Instagram.